All right, can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, I got you. Yeah, that wasn't on my side. It's one of those glitches on YouTube. Yeah, I checked the mic feed. It was on green. You guys are on. Oh, well. Thanks for letting me know, folks. I appreciate it. Tell you what, while I'm over here, let me pop a couple wrenches for that. I do appreciate that, guys, coming in and letting me know about that. Let me see. Make sure I get a couple wrenches here. The standard and fishing felon. All right, that's my two. I'll leave the other three to Danny. Hope you guys enjoy the show today, my friends. Yeah, it's pretty warm out here, 80, 85 degrees. Thanks for coming back in, my friends. Welcome back to MBPFishing. Now I got to go through the entire intro again. Yep. All right. Whatever, folks, right? Hope you guys enjoy the show. Happy Wednesday, my friends. Yep. Welcome back into our channel. Yes, this is our channel. Hope you guys enjoy the show today. Name of this video is it finally some heat. Yep, it got hot out here, folks. 80, 85 degrees. Let's see, Felon says yes. Let's see, radio. Felon says yes. All right. Let's see, Chris says, how's the beautiful Melbourne? See, Mrs. Scooby, what's going on? How you doing, Scooby? Scooby says, it looks beautiful sight. Yeah, I love this river down here. It is. It's again, thank you, Fallon, for letting me know, buddy. Let's see. Melvin says, but it a migraine attack. I got you. Only thing you can really do for that is just sit down and put a pillow over your head, turn everything off. Just try to get some sleep, buddy. See, Scooby says, I'm doing good. How are you? We're just getting started, my friend. Rods are out. I'm not seeing much in the way of fish activity. I did see a big one come up here once. A couple smaller ones in here by the shallows. I think two of those were gar. And we do have some bubbles in the shallows over here. Those are usually like buffalo or smaller common carp. So it's a distinctive possibility. If I catch a carp under a pound, I'm going to cut that sucker up. They're really good for bait that size. Let's see, Jason, what's going on? How you doing, Jason? Yep, Chris says, yep, that's no fun, Melvin. Definitely. I suffer from migraines at least once or twice a month. There's nothing I can do but sit in bed, put a pillow over my head, pop some Tylenol and ibuprofen, and get some rest. See, Kyle, what's going on? Kyle asks, where are you? We're down on the Mississippi River, down by the Arch in St. Louis. Yes, we're on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River. And see, Melvin says, I have them already, 35 years MVP. Trust me, I know them, but I'm at work. Oh, that's even worse. Tell you what, get your hours in, and if you can get home early, go, buddy. Let's see, Cindy, what's going on? How you doing, Cindy? Cindy says, hey, Mike. How you doing, Cindy? Hi. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Let's see, 14 people in and seeing 11. Thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see, Melvin says, hey, Skipjack. Let's see, Felon says, hi, Cindy. Let's see, Cindy says, hi, Melvin. I have to watch this, folks. I'm going to have to get my my little tablet thingy over here. Yeah, we're going to have to create a little shady spot for our tablet because this is, yeah, this sun is going to make the sucker overheat fast. That was a nice fish. I wonder what that was. Couple pounds. I've been waiting for some heat to draw these fish out of the deeper water into the shallows. Let's see. Chris says hi, Cindy. Let's see. And Fat Cat, how you doing, Fat Cat? Fat Cat says hello. How you doing today, my friend? Yeah, we're kind of far back, but at least I got all 3 rods in the camera feed for once. That's frustrating to me too, folks. When you can't see the camera, you can't see the rods in the camera. I try to get him in. I try. Let's see. Chris says, "Hey, Fat Cat." He says, "Hey, Fat Cat." Let's see. George says, "Hey, folks, everyone, doing. Wish I was fishing. Get a chance, buddy. Get out." Let's see. Fat Cat says, "Chris." Let's see. Jason says, "Hey, Chris." Let's see. Fat Cat says, "Hi, Cindy." All right, folks. Let's set this down for a spell. Get that over our screen so she don't overheat. The sun is gonna roast our equipment out here right now. That's another nice one right out there. That's right where that rod is. Tell you what, I could put a big night crawler on that big rod. With that weight, that might be the kicker. I have like only about 7 night crawlers. Getting a little hot out right now, folks. I didn't dig these right early in the morning, so yeah, there's one. Well, let's get a big night crawler on this one. I was hoping they'd hit some red worms, but obviously that's gonna happen. Not over there for those guys, anyways. Not at least yet. They once they start feeding, they'll hit anything, but you got to get them feeding first. All right, that's once, twice. Nip that in half. 3 times, 4 times, and let the end dangle. And that's a big 1/0 hook, folks. We're not going to bend that out on our big rod if we get a big one. Keep your fingers crossed on that one. Hope I can get one today for you guys. This looks incredible. It does. I mean, I'm starting to see a few fish coming up to the surface right now. Midday warmth, drawing them up. And I did chum this spot pretty good, so we should have ample opportunity for these fish to come in and grab a couple morsels of food. And look how close those bubbles were. Man, that fish was close to the bank. Yeah, I was reeling, and I got a little bit too close to something, and he made some bubbles right there. Tell you what, I might put some corn on this right by the bank. Because that fish was in super, super close. I was in like, be honest, yeah, that was about it. I went out a little bit further. Because I'm going to hit the rocks right there if I do that. Now, last time down here at this level, we weren't having any problem with the rocks because they were covered in sand. When the water went up a little bit and then right back down, she washed all that sand away. Now, that big sandbar is still out here, but the stuff that was kind of on top of the rocks down here, that went bye-bye. Hey, less gunk on our line, too. That's a good thing. Hopefully, hopefully that'll stay stay a thing for today. I hate getting that crap off my line all day. And that's a ooh, that line went slack on me. Someone picked it up. I saw that. Yeah, he didn't pull that rod, but he did pick it up. Come on, buddy, hit it. All I'm seeing out here right now are a few big carp and might be a blue cat or two in here in the shallow. Some medium-sized ones, not the monsters like 7 or 8 pounds. Still good fish. I saw one out there just a little bit further than where I was casting. He come up to the surface there for a minute. And we're going to have to do something with this. She's screen's frozen. And there we go. And she made me refresh. I hate that. Thank gummit. Man, that train is long. Sheesh. See, Cindy says, hey, Danny. See, Jason says, hey, Chris. Jason says, hey, Fat Cat. See, Fat Cat says, Danny. And Danny, what's going on? How you doing, Danny? Danny says, Mike, brother. Again, thank you so much, my friend. We are going to be getting monetization on soon enough. Yeah, within the next couple of weeks, folks. I finally got my ID. Yeah, all that stuff is processing now. Yep, thanks to donations from Danny the Stinger Manny, and also my landlord Mark, if he comes in. He helped drive me around all over North St. Louis, getting me the proper stuff to get that going. Because usually, after I get after the first step or two, I get so frustrated, dealing with the crap around St. Louis. I usually give up, but he kept me going and he pushed me, so I finally got our ID, folks. Yeah, that's just processing right now. It can take up to 2 weeks for that stuff to process. The first time, it's never been processed, so I've never actually had that process before. See, Danny says, hi, Cindy. See, George says, yeah, it's getting pretty nice out here in Cedar City, Utah. I need to get up on the mountains. There's a lot of good trout fishing up there. Sounds like fun, my friend. I wish I was with you. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Chris. John Wilson, how you doing? John Wilson says, how's it been lately, dude? Pretty good down here on the river. The last couple trips we've been coming down here, not a lot of fish, a few freshwater drum, a grass carp or two here and there. But peaceful and relaxing down here, buddy. Let's see in survival what's going on. How you doing, survival? Survival says, how are you today? Doing okay, my friend. I like this heat. I like it. I love it. I love this stuff. Let's see in Honeycut what's going on. How you doing, Honeycut? And Ben. Ben also says hi. Honeycut also says hi. Survival says hello, everyone. And he says, can't wrench anyone at this time, Mike. I'm not at home. I got you, my friend. I wrench 2 people. Let's see. Danny says hi, survival. Let's see. Danny says, Chris says hi, Danny. Survival says, Danny, how are you? Danny says, doing good. Jason says, how are you? How's hey, Danny, brother. See, Danny says, Jason. See, Danny says, great job, Mike. Awesome, brother. Appreciate it, Danny. Thank you, my friend. Let's see, Jason says, hello, Hannah. See, Danny says hi, Hannah. See, Melvin says hi, Hannah. Let's see, Jason says, that's awesome, Mike, brother. Let's see, Danny says, Melvin. Let's see, Melvin says, hey, Danny. For some reason, when Mark came down, all these frowns that, people look at me a little weird trying to get my ID, they all turned up into smiles that, yeah, we can help you. We can. Yeah, they were actually very helpful for once. Let's see, survival says, caught anything this morning, MVP? Not as of yet, but we're just getting started. Had something pick up a bait in the shallows in here, but she picked it up and dropped it. Now, I don't know what that means as of yet, but we're gonna find out. All right, we're just gonna set this up right here. Yeah, I'm trying to keep our equipment from overheating now, folks. It's 85 to 90, and out here on the rocks, it's probably over 100. I love this stuff, folks. I ain't even sweating. Seriously. It's got to get over 100 degrees with like 95% humidity down here to get me to sweat. Because of the, oh, dang, dude. Seriously. Man. Sheesh. That sucker tried to pull it in, didn't he? Well, that was rude. I was talking to you guys, and the little sucker tried to pull the rod in. Oh, well. Oh, I disrespectful, man, trying to pull my rod in when I wasn't looking. Sheesh. I get a better rock there or something. Maybe I get a little better rock. That sucker, she tried to pull her in. Yeah, we've got a lot of slippery mud down here, folks, because the water went up and right back down. So a lot of this yucky old black mud. Yeah, I'm guessing that was either a nice drum or a big carp because that was in really super shallow. All right, that looks pretty good. Well, I tell you what, I could try casting this one out a little deeper because I got those rods in shallow. Yeah, this has actually got about the same weight on it as my big rod does today. Because it's not that much weight. I'm trying to cut down on the weight right now, folks. These guys have been fished for heavily, and everyone's using bigger weights. So you cut down on the weight, and all of a sudden you're catching fish that people are either missing or not getting. Kind of almost wanted that out further than that. Yeah, that's actually holding out there with that. That might be a half ounce or quarter ounce. It's pretty. It's probably like 3/8 of an ounce. It's a little smaller than a half, but it's not quite as small as a quarter. So it's probably 3/8 ounce. It's not marked. It's an egg weight. And it was in the bottom of my box. I got like 5 of them in a spot where kind of like my mid-range weights. I'm trying to get that stabilized before I put her down. I don't want that drifting too far to the left because there's a big snag right in front of us. If you guys remember, there's a tree sticking out right here, and there's like 7 or 8 pieces of line off of it. Not pleasant to get your line to drift in that direction because you'll wind up getting snagged every single dang cast. Interesting. That was a bite out there on this one. She just picked it up and dropped it once or twice. Actually doesn't look like it bothered the worm. That kind of leads me to either being a common or buffalo carp. Common or buffalo. Because those commons can suck on a worm and not bother it. Even a drum, when he's chewing on, he's gonna mess up that worm because they got little teeth, very tiny little teeth on the tips of their mouths, just like bass do. That's why I kind of hold them like that. A mix between like crappie and bass. See, Chris says, don't forget, yep, don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Just double tap that screen for me. Double tap. It only takes a second. Let's see. Jason says, hey, Chris. Chris says, Jason, brother, how are you? Jason says, not bad, brother. It's lunchtime. So watching Mike. Appreciate it, Jason. Thank you, my friend. Let's see, Miss Giggy. How you doing, Miss Giggy? Miss Giggy says, hi, everyone. Let's see. Chris says, nice, Jason. How'd your night fishing go? Let's see. Danny says, hi, Miss Giggy. Chris says, hi, Miss Giggy. Jason says, hi, Miss Giggy. Jason says, caught a 2-pound channel. Awesome, my friend. I never saw a picture of it. Why did you not take a picture of it, Jason? Why? What is wrong with you? Let's see. Danny says, awesome. Let's see. Chris says, nice, Jason. Let's see. Jason says, yeah, it was a super dark, so I didn't get a picture. Your camera has a flash, buddy. Am I gonna have to teach him how to use the flash on his cell phone now? Let's see. Miss Giggy says, Danny, Chris, and Jason. Let's see. Bambi says, number 20, 22nd like. Love the new short one on my favorite song, Living on a Prayer. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed, Bambi. See, Bambi says, hi, Pap. Blessings to everyone. Awesome to have you in, Bambi. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Jason says, no. Let's see. Bambi says, hi, Jason. 13 people in and seeing 23 thumbs up. That's just incredible, my friends. Hope our camera angles are okay. We look a little, I'm not sure if that's a bad signal quality or not. Let me up the signal quality on this and see. Well, that's actually in pretty high as it is. Refresh it. I don't know. I don't see any pixels, so I think it's just a cell phone. I think it's just my tablet. It's probably going down to low quality to not overheat. These tablets can overheat pretty easily. Not a lot of protection here. Dark coloration. Yeah, not a good thing in the sun. Let's see. Jason says hi, Bambi. All right, we're looking good, folks. We're looking good, my friends. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Wonder why I'm not getting a bite out here right now. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Share us out. I got 3, last week, 6 live feeds, 3 shares. Ain't that incredible? Just no, I don't get any shares. So I mean, I do 2 or 3 shares when I get home. Sharing other people's live feeds out. Yep, share me out on WhatsApp, Messenger, TikTok, Instagram, whatever you guys, whatever type of social media platform you use. I don't think I'm that far away. I think we're looking good. You know what? Let me get a little bit more bait in the water out here before I set back with you guys. And it's a little tricky to throw this stuff in this mud because I can't get a good without breaking my neck in this mud. Now this is actually pretty sloppy right now, folks. I put some rocks down, but it's helping a little bit, not a lot. Let's get a little bait in the water. See if we can coax these fish into coming in. I might actually go down to this point and throw a little bit in too, assuming I don't break my neck in the mud. Yeah, this stuff is that river bottom mud you do not want to mess with. This is slime. This is slippery old yucky, icky, yucky slime mud. Ooh, yep. Every time I try to put my foot down without thinking about it, I slip. That's going to be entertaining. Oh boy. Yeah, my feet are already covered in mud. Look at that stuff. Get this stuff off my feet. I'll break my neck down here. I don't watch it. Yeah, I do have a soft drink, folks. Trying to stay a little bit hydrated out here. Even though it doesn't seem like I'm sweating. In these temps, my body is going to be sweating. It's just drying. Because it's not, the humidity is not too bad. I've definitely been out here on worse days. Ugh. Don't want to drink too much soda, though. Cold little drink down the throat. Keep your body core temperature a little cooler. See, Jason says hi. Bambi with the heart emoji. Let's see, Bambi says hi. Bambi says hi, Jason. Hi, Hannah. 12 people in and 26 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Come on, guys. I know you're out here. And let me set my spot in chat so I don't lose it. Right there. Yeah, we're just letting that tripod sit on the side. I mean, the tablet sit on the side over there so she don't overheat. Oddly enough, even though this water's dropping right now, folks, we got a lot of driftwood coming down, which kind of means that those barges are the ones up river that were kind of stacked up when the water was high. Yeah, they're just starting to move again. Because all that stuff is stuck from behind the barges down there. When the barges move, all that stuff comes out. That's interesting. There's a big old stick sticking out down there, kind of changing the back current. Giving it up. Oh. Ah. Yeah, see the big old mean green mad cat somebody sent me? Yep, somebody sent that in the mail on Amazon from Dirty 30. He's a one of my viewers. He's also now a big time sponsor to the channel.
That's what's up, man. I like that rod.
Oh, I love it. I landed a 30-pound grass carp on that in like 4 or 5 minutes. Now on my smaller rods, it'll take me 20 minutes to land them suckers. I'm waiting to get a big old 20, 30-pound blue cat or flathead on her. I get them on my smaller rods. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. I'm hoping. She got a big night crawler sitting out there, so we're gonna see. These guys have got me a little perturbed right now why they're not here. I mean, I'm seeing fish hitting the surface. I'm seeing, I mean, activity as far as the fish are concerned, but I'm just not seeing the bites. I'm even seeing bubbles around the shoreline, telling me there's definitely some active fish around here. They're digging through that bottom, picking up that corn. They're just not hitting the worms right now. I can smell also, folks, when people are done fishing down here, they'll usually leave their cut bait on the bank. So all those cut pieces of bluegill and cut pieces of shad and herring, yeah, this whole bank smells like. Not that it's gonna hurt anything. It's just, yeah. Probably should pick up one of those pieces of bluegill and cast it out here. But man, that stuff smells. That's at gagging level even for me, and that's big time. This is tough, folks, because I got to get a spot to be able to get some distance with the smaller weight. I can't get them to hit the larger weight, and the smaller weight's holding, but just getting it out there with this bigger 20, 25-pound test. I mean, she'll dang near cast all the line off the reel with a 2-ouncer, but 3/8 of an ounce, not so much. Look at that, folks. Just they're in strike zones. This is where I'm usually catching fish, and doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on. And I've been picking up tackle up and down the shoreline too. On Memorial Day, people were down here and they left all their gear. Hooks and weights and jig heads and all kinds of stuff all over the bank down here. I already picked up 2 of those Eagle Claw, those plastic packs with the hooks already pre-tied onto leaders. I already picked up 2 of those filled to capacity with hooks. They were, I believe, number 8, so they were the size I put on my smaller rods. I found like 2 2-ounce weights over there, an ounce weight over there, a 3-ouncer over there. Now, at least I'm picking up some gear. Keep your eyes crossed, eyes peeled. You know, it was Memorial Day. People just dropped a lot of their gear down here. Yeah, weights and hooks and jig heads and all kinds of stuff.
Hey, you must have a lot of money to give away.
Or a lot to drink.
Oh,
Yeah, or a lot to drink. I figure just a little bit too much and forgot it.
right.
It's like, hey, it ain't worth it. It's worth it to me to pick it up, though.
Right about that. Don't mind the way.
Mm-mm. All right, let's see what's going on in chat. And we backed off of our live stream. That was nice. See, it's okay. Just my, oh boy, I missed some chat here. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, so, oh, here we go. Let's see. Bambi says, pretty good number one, actually, for asking, sweetie. Let's see. Jason says, hey, Lucy. All right, Lucy, what's going on? How you doing today, Lucy? Let's see. Hannah says, Jason, not feeling well today. Let's see. Lucy says, hello, Bam. With the unicorn and rainbow and heart emojis. Let's see. Jason says, sorry to hear that, Hannah. Yeah, prayers, my friend. I hope you feel better. And I really do appreciate you dropping by. See, 4 people in, 25 thumbs up. It's okay, just my stomach, not handling the antibiotics. Well, I got you. It just, oh. Yeah, the last time I had an infection on my hand, those antibiotics made me sick for a week. It's worse than the infection. Let's see. Jason says, Mike, brother, are you in my spot? I actually no. Your spot's usually right over there. So I'm close. I'm within about 3 or 4 feet. That's a nice one. Just hit the surface right there. Tell you what, I might be pressed to use some corn out here right now, folks, because I'm seeing some carp and stuff hitting the surface. They're just not hitting what I'm casting out here. Let's see, Bambi laughing butt off. Jason with 2 retracted messages. I wonder what you were saying, Jason. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Let's see, Jason says, Bambi, he's got to be in my spot because I'm never catching any fish right there. I've got 1 rod cast over here by the point, 1 rod in the middle, and 1 rod holding to the left. I did get a bite on the jig head, so they might be over here to the left. I might put a Carolina rig on my medium rod here. I'm not sure yet. Let's see. Bambi says, it's okay, Jason. More luck in the future. Another fish right there by the bank, man. Yeah, these guys are kind of driving me a little crazy. I'm seeing fish, folks. Yeah, they're coming up. Let's see. Bambi says, and Pap, show us how to do a live. Might have to move. I don't know. Our cove spot someone's fishing today, so if we have to move, behind that pier down there, man, that's gonna be snaggy. But check it out, man, that's a good fish. Whatever the heck that was, that came up on the rock face. Remember when the water's lower, there's a big rock face over here. Tell you what, that might be what they're doing. The water's getting lower enough that they might be pushing against this rock face over here. So, oh boy, that's tricky, folks. Now I can fish that, but what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to switch to my medium rod so I can hold out there in a little deeper water. Even with a 2-ounce weight, I'm not going to be able to get to that spot. That looked like a catfish, probably a channel cat. See, Bambi says, I'm leaving y'all on, but it's coffee time. PBS warning and prayers. All right, Bambi, thank you so much. And when you're done, Please wash your hands. Let's see, Kevin, what's going on? How you doing, Kevin? Kevin says hi. Jason's laughing his butt off. Let's see, 9 people in and 26 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. I can get the camera closer, but problem is there's a big rock face right in front of you. That's why I had to push her back a little bit. And I can't fish down in this stuff. It's all yucky, mucky, splat mud. When I threw that rock, it splattered mud a foot. See, Kevin says hi. And see, Gator, what's going on? How you doing today, Colt? Colt says Mike. Jason says Gator. And John P is in the house. What's going on, John P? John P says MVP. And the prayer and heart emojis. That's a, yeah, that had to have been a, the way that current that was bouncing. Yeah, he's not pulling on the rod, but I watched that line bouncing. Well, that was interesting. Dang, dude. Come on, guys. I know you're here. Don't make me put on a big weight and bomb her out there again. Let's see, Gator says John P. Gator, Jason says, hey, John. See, John P says, hi, Lucy. All right, 7 people still in and 28 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yeah, I was just getting too gorgeous out here to not turn the camera on right now, folks. I don't know if I'm going to catch anything, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Oh, boy. Yeah, well, those rods are set pretty good. I mean, that's holding out there mid-range. That's holding out there a little bit shallower, and that's holding in here real close to the bank. Got a few nice fish hitting the surface over here. Baits were right in their faces. There's nothing more I can do. Look at that. Another nice one right in front of me. That was a grassy for sure. I'm way too far out to be getting that one. Tell you what, I've had, that's about the 3rd or 4th time that grass carp has come up to the surface. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring this in. Right, I'm going to try not to spook him, reel it in nice and slow. I don't want to spook that fish in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little part of this worm off, and I'm going to replace it with a couple kernels of corn. I'm going to leave the worm on for the most part, but just a little bit of corn extra in this mucky, yucky water might do the trick. Plus, I'm going to throw a handful of corn in right after I cast this. That way, some fresh bait drifts down. Maybe that fish will follow that bait right down to the bottom. This is a pretty light weight, so it shouldn't really bother him that much. 3/8 of an ounce isn't too heavy. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get this right in front of where he was. That's about the 3rd or 4th time that fish has hit the surface right there. So we're going to flip this right out in front of him. Pretty much that's pretty much where he was. All right, folks, and make sure that's stabilized in the current. See, our current's moving a little bit that way. So right up there, get that just a little bit up current from that. That fish should follow that bait down to the bottom. And my big old gob of worms and corn sitting there, right? Just in front of his face, all yummy, yummy, yummy. I'll put some more bait on this one too. Yeah, these worms are starting to get a little warm, folks. I'm kind of a little worried about them. They will die out here in about 3.5, 4 hours in this stuff. Unless we get a little bit of shade like that. I mean, a few little clouds will keep them going better. These aren't store-bought, they're garden variety, so they can take a little bit more of your jump, but not much. All right, where do I want to put this maybe in about the same location. So that fish was right over there. Put that right in front of him as well. This is what I wanted to do, folks. I wanted to go after some carp today, but I come down here, chum, this morning, come back, and yeah, there's a few coming up to the surface, but not a whole lot. I expected a lot more than this. I expected them to be up all over the place. What is wrong with that? Oh, it's wrong. Dang it. How'd that happen? Line went around the base of the reel. We had one pretty good bite on this one. I don't know why he didn't keep on hitting it. I might switch to a little Carolina rig on this one too. I'm not sure. Get off that tip. Man, there's a big chunk of floating debris trying to come in here. That's rare. That stuff almost never gets into this area. Yeah, they had to have moved the barge, folks. Look at the amount of trees and stuff trying to float downriver right now. I mentioned it to Mark this morning. And there's a lot of trees floating down on that river right now. It's like, yeah, you could rebuild North St. Louis 3 times over with the amount of wood floating down on this river. See 10 people in. Let's see, and 31 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see. John P says just arrived from woods. See, Denny says hi, Cole. Denny says hi, John P. And Terry, what's going on? How you doing today, Terry? Terry says the best buddy. Let's see, Indiana. How you doing, Indiana? Any luck today? Not yet. We had one good pop on our shallow jig head crawler, and we've had a couple of pickups on the big rod over here. Yeah, I'm hoping for some big carp today, folks. I've got the rods in shallower than normal, trying to see if there's some big carp in here. Let's see. Terry says you catch more fish than anyone I watch. It's been a little slow down here, Terry. To be honest, we've been going up and down water levels. Unfortunately, that's kind of been messing with us. And check us. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, folks. There's a oh boy, this is coming right in here too. It'll be coming on feed here in just a second. Let's see. Indiana says, let's see, 10-4. Yikes! What am I going to do with that crap? Seriously. That stuff's got my rod already. Hang on, folks. We got to get our equipment out of the way. Hopefully that drifts by. Yeah, when the barges are upriver and they take off up or down river, you get this gigantic gob of stuff that comes off of it. Man, this is going to mess this whole bank up, buddy. Look at this crap. Oh, yeah, that's stuck right there, too. And doesn't look like she's going to move. Even got my big rod out there deeper. Oh, man, now what am I going to do? I know, man, right? It seems to be moving very slowly. Man. That sucks, folks. Just a gigantic. She's moving just slow as heck. We can get one rod out, but she's not going to be in very deep water. That's about as good as I can get with one rod. The other ones are going to have to wait till this stuff friggin' floats by. Yeah, there's nothing to push on. This is just one gigantic brush pile. Like, if this was one log, I could push that back out in the current. But all right, she's picking up speed, folks. I think you might be okay, because once this turns, it's going to shoot right back out. Me, it got stuck there for 10 days. We got great luck, folks, right? Oh, boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, just give it another minute, folks. I think she's floating by. You have to get your rods out of the way at least once. I know. Sucks, man. Had all that stuff situated. We were going after that carp in the shallows, and that big sucker had to float by. Kind of frustrating, but that's what you deal with when you're down here on the river, folks. The unpredictability. Crap. Tell you what, I'm going to be roasted out here by the end of the day. All right, folks, our rods are back out. Well, what the heck, folks? That was a little bit of a predicament there, wasn't it? See, Terry says, overall, you're the best. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate it, my friend. Let's see, Jason, I can see all the debris. Yep. Yeah, it's coming from back from behind the barges, Jason. When they move those barges, all that stuff that's piled up, it washes out. Let's see, Stone Fishing, what's going on? Stone Fishing asks, "What's up, everyone?" Doing okay, my friend. Nice and warm out here for once. Not freezing my butt off. See, and he says, "Hey, 420." And see, Stone says, "Hey, hey, Chris, how are you doing?" See, Indiana says, "Doing good, Art, and you?" Good, just chilling. Indiana says, "Cool." Stone says, "We don't need a roasted MVP." It happens. I could set up an umbrella. I mean, I have an umbrella with me, but it doesn't do much good. Let's see, Stone says, "Lucky." Let's see, Hannah says, "I'm going to take a nap." All right, Hannah. Pleasant dreams, my friend. You know what I usually do right before I take a nap? I'll make sure I got a nice cup of coffee ready for me after I wake up. Yep. See, Jason says, "Okie dokie, Hannah. Hope you feel better." And thank you for coming in, Hannah. I appreciate you staying in, my friend. See, 9 people in and 36 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yeah, at least it kept going, right? Oh, man. You need a log or something that you can grab on the line and pull? Let's see, someone says everything's good out there, MBP. Indiana says it's 83 in North Indiana. Very nice. Yep, it's nice temperatures today, folks. Actually, most people would say this is hot. But I prefer it in the 90s. 85, 90 degrees out here, nice and pleasant for me. I mean, I can always go sit underneath the shade tree if I get too hot. Now, if I'm cold out here, I'm toast unless I build a fire. Tell you what, these rods are in perfect positions, folks. Not sure what else I can do for them. All right, got your workout today, huh? Nap, 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 nap. All right, let me see what's going on here. Our worms are a little warm. I don't want them to roast out here. I might have to get my umbrella out just to get them a little shady spot. I don't mind me roasting. I don't want my worms roasting. Eh. No? Still ain't got it, man? Did you get it back at least? All right, I'm going to refresh these worms on these rods, and then I'm going to let these guys soak for a bit. And I'm sure that corn just fell off, so. One problem with using corn on a big rod is that the force necessary to cast that rod will oftentimes throw that crap off, or at least throw part of it off. All right, that one's fine. I mean, that's a nice big old juicy gob of night crawlers. That's night crawlers on this one. Well, that's another right there by the bank. I mean, all right, that one looks good. But that current's not too bad right now, folks. It really isn't. It's churning around more than rushing today. Which basically means you got those big undertows going on. Like the water's like this stuff instead of meow. Make sure that's not stuck on the bottom. All right. Let's get serious with this one. Let's get serious with this one, folks. Get some fresh wormies on there. Yep, here comes the barge that was probably had all that stuff behind it. He's probably going downstream to get another barge, come back up, and fill her up with corn, grain, and soybean as well. Corn or whatever they're pushing today. It can be different every day too. They can push corn, grain one day, and then soybean the next, and sorghum the next, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I've done a live stream where I walked down here, folks, and I showed you guys the place where they load and unload that corn and grain off the off the off the road, and all the piles of the corn. I'm surprised people don't come from all over the state just to pick that stuff up, just for deer stock. Because you can pick that stuff up for free. They don't care. They want it out of there. You want it, take it. That's one less bucket full they have to bulldoze, because that's basically all they do with that stuff is they take it, bulldoze it out of the way, and put it back behind the silo, and put it in a big old pile and let it rot. Here come the waves from that barge, from that tugboat. There's a pipe. Come on. Ooh, that was a peck, peck, peck. He even moved with it a couple feet before he dropped it. Interesting. Why are you guys doing that today? Even that fish should just double that rod and he just peck, peck, peck and let go. I'm gonna have to see what went on with that one. That was interesting why it hit like that and just dropped it. See if he got the worm off or not. And yep, he got the fresh worm I put on. He got off. Stinker. I hit one in the head, and he went after the fresh worm, and he left the other one. Barge activity. I better go check that signal, because it can go in this when those big old iron, like building size boats go by. I don't know what else to do, folks. I mean, I can move down there past that bridge. Don't get a whole lot on the other side, though. If I get anything, it's usually like a couple of drum, a couple smaller blue cat. Well, it's just this time of the year. When it's later in the season and the water gets lower, yeah, sure, they're stacked up behind that thing. But then that time of the year, the water's so low that I can't even get a signal back there. Because you get so far down underneath that stuff that cell phone towers are upriver, folks. So it kind of it hits it hits the tree over the the bridge and kind of messes with the signal. See, Jason says, can you sit on a container in the water to keep it cool? I could put an umbrella over it, Jason, if it's that big of a deal. But there's just some little red worms in there. I'm not too concerned about it. If I had a bucket full of night crawlers, I'd be worrying about it because I wouldn't want them to all die. But I'll probably use the majority of those up by the end of the day. Let's see, Tink, what's going on? How you doing today, Tink? Tink says Mike. See, Mahad, what's going on? How you doing today? Mahad with the fishy emojis. Mahad says hi. Let's see, Mahad says hi again. Let's see, Jason says, hey, Mahad. Let's see, Mahad with the I don't want to look emojis. See, Mahad says, hi, my friend. How are you? Doing okay, my friend. It's a pretty pleasant day out here today. Not a lot of bites as of yet, but we're gonna keep at it. We're gonna keep at it, my friend, and see if we can catch some. Let's see. Jason says, all right, brother. Mike, I got to get back to work, so be careful out there. All right, Jason, thank you, my friend, and thank you so much for dropping by. I hope your workday goes by like that, my friend. Seeing Tom, what's going on? How you doing today, Tom? Tom says hi. And seeing Wild. Wild says let's go. And seeing Randy says hello, Mike. How you doing today, Randy? Let's see, Randy says I got my personal best crappie. Uh, number two number 14 inches. Oh, I got you. Nice. That's very nice, Wild. That's definitely a good one, buddy. See, 11 people in and 12 thumbs up. 42 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Had to get the yuck off the screen there. Had a little bit of yuck on the screen. Tell you what, I might be a little bit close to these fish. I'm gonna get back from them a little bit. Sometimes they can actually be sensitive to the line and the vibration of me talking. So I'm gonna kind of stabilize these rods in the current, make sure they're set good. I mean, they're good in good spots. That one's pretty much straight out there. That one's right there, and that one's a little bit over there. Looking good to me. Yeah, we're gonna take a couple steps back from these rods, give them a chance to. Yeah, I think my voice is getting to them. I really do. Yeah, we're actually back to the location from where we did our little barbecue down here. Yeah, our little hot dog cooked one day. And see Lucy with the unicorn emojis. Appreciate it, my friend. Yeah, they look good, folks. I mean, nothing. Takes. Let them sit there about 15 minutes, and soak. That's the best option I've got right now. All right, folks. I hope you're enjoying the show today. To be honest, I might get my umbrella out over here. It's getting a little warm for my equipment. I don't want anything to overheat. Where is it? Over here in my other uh, bag. I think I must put it in the other one. Where is the other one? It's still on my scooter, of course. Yeah, normally I just be like, fish ain't gonna hit today. Oh well. I want to see if I can catch you guys some fish. Yeah, I always bring this with me just in case. And this should help me a little bit in the heat. Sitting over here. Well, we're not in the shade yet, folks. It's still a little early. Eventually, the spot will come into the shade, but not yet. Problem is, this little stinker is gonna stop the wind from hitting me. Let me set up our tripod, our camera, so I can take you guys' chat. Hey, Les, what's going on? How you doing today, Les? Les says MBP. You guys are enjoying the show today. 15 people in. I'm seeing 44 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. She's a little quiet today. I'm seeing fish hitting the surface. They're just not really hitting all that much today. Weird. Might have been a pop on the far rod. Either that or she drifted a little bit. Well, let's find out. See what's going on in the chat. We're looking good, folks. And we're looking good. Another nice one just hit the surface down there. That was definitely a small carp. It's like about a pound, pound and a half, but I saw that fish completely out of water. Well, they holding pretty good. I mean, holding pretty good. It's a little interesting why they do this sometimes. The water's still mucky, folks. It's surprising. The water is getting lower, so she should be clearing up. But at the same time, we still got a heck of a lot of barge traffic. So any mud or anything around the edges is going to get washed out. Every time one of those barges move, and it's going to keep mucking up the water. Don't have a lot of weight on that one. I wonder if it might be my leader length. It's always possible. I'm using one of those tied on leaders that it's only about maybe 4 inches off the bottom. Might be better off making my own leader about maybe 7 or 8 inches off the bottom. But that means I'd have to cut one of those hooks off. I'm amazed right now, folks. Not getting very so much as a nibble. Might have been something picked it up because that line bounced on me. I'm not feeling anything. He's hitting it. He's hitting it so soft that I can't even feel it. Just bumped something out there. Probably that tree. I know what it is. It's a perfect spot. Should have been getting pulverized, but not. Into that worm. Something might have sucked all the juice out of it. There's no bite marks or anything on it right now. That was me on that one. I bumped her. As far down that current as I can cast her. Look at that. A lot of that bait's gone. On this one, most of the bait's gone. So something was hitting this one. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Where are you guys? That's seriously close to the bank down there. And with that one down there to the right, I can cast this one out where she was. That with a lighter rod. All right, let's see what's going on with this one. And this one snagged. And I don't think that's coming off, folks. That don't even feel like a rock. That feels like a tree or something. That's just our jig head, and that don't feel like she wants to come off. Yeah. I bent that hook out. She still won't come off. Really? Crap. That broke bad. I hate it when the sucker breaks 2 or 3 feet up from the weight. All right, let's get another rig on this one. I guess I'll go to a Carolina rig on this one too, because the jig head just don't seem to be getting anything. Put just an eggy on here. This on here real quick. Ouch, that weight is hot. Sitting out in the sun. All right, let's back rig together. Sure, that's bent inward. You know, that's one problem with these hooks that are already tied on. They're always bent inward. They're almost like circle hooks. They're designed so that the fish has to double that rod over to get them to hit. And you guys know how that works down here. That never happens. We never get a fish to double our rod down here. Just pick, 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 pick. Hang on, folks. I'll be back with you in chat here in just a minute. I'm just refreshing these rods. We got a line snag, so I had to retire. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, and if you haven't, please, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. If you have already, that's fine. Actually, if you haven't, you're still welcome in chat. Everyone's welcome in chat, my friends. It's just, subscribing is free. So, press that little button there. Only takes a second. That's a pop, pop, pop. Come on. Man, that was a pop, folks. Yep, he's got him. Got him, folks. Fish on. Got him, folks. That's on one of our big hooks. Got one of them finally. Fish on, folks. Come on, baby. Stay pinned. Come on, baby. Stay pinned. That was in such super shallow water over there by that point. What do we got, folks? Oh, big old grassy. Big old grass carp, folks. right over my line too. I hate it when it does that. All right, got that off. I knew there'd be one down here. All right, Woody. No, I think I'm good. Yeah, I just got him on the lip, folks, right in the, yeah, right there. So easy for that hook to come out. I've got to keep tension on this fish. Come on, big girl. Come on. Come on. Oh, felt that hook shift on me. And we're just letting her do her thing in the stuff down here. And she got mud all over her face too. Ah. Yeah, the only thing to do is just let them do that and let them tire herself out. Oh, whoa, buddy. Whoa. All of a sudden, she decides she wants to keep on going. Come on, girl. Oh, yeah, I'm sinking in the mud here. We touched her, folks, so yeah, it counts. We got her, folks. I think I do. Now she decides she wants to go flapping around after I had her in my arms. I hate it when they do that, folks. Ow. Come on, girl. Come on. Man, she just spun around and spun around and spun around. And yikes. It wouldn't be that bad if I wasn't sinking in the mud here. Yeah, I usually do, but I put a much lighter weight on this one. All right, hook is out, folks. No, if I weigh him, I'm going to tear her up. I'm going to do a catch and release on her. So, they have like precise like mats you're supposed to put the fish in and then weigh the mat. It's got ropes on it, but I ain't got that. Yeah, that'll go about, what do you say, about 10, 15? Easy. All right, well, let's get her in here closer for you guys. First fish of the day.
You'll be happy to keep it. Let's go.
Beautiful one, folks. Gorgeous. Gotta love it, my friends. That's what you guys come in and stay in for. Took us 2 trips to come down here and get one of these bad girls. Check her out in close, folks. I love this camera angle with him going. Makes incredible short feeds. I love it, my friends. Oh, all right, girl. Yep, she knows she's going back, so hang on, girl. Right over my rod. She knows she's going back. There she goes. See you, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I only had to sacrifice the shirt. Oh, boy. That was fun, folks. I just saw that rod barely wibbling. Yep. really lightly. He was in like, he couldn't have been 3 feet from that tip. Boy, folks. All right, let me get these rods back out and I'll come back and check that chat, folks. Hope you guys enjoying the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, that's what we're in here for, folks. For them big brutes. Now I get one about triple that size, it'd be great. 35, 40 pounds, that'd be a great one. That's just a baby, to be honest. They get... Even with that, you saw how long it took me, but I don't use the net though. So if it's not a rubber net, that nylon can tear them up even worse than the rocks. So if you're gonna keep them, it's fine, but they are actually pretty good to eat. I mean, down here they're primarily vegetarians. Ooh, that was fun, folks. I don't know about you, but that got my heart racing. Yep, I didn't bend that one knot out. That's a much better hook than our previous ones we were using down here. On that one day, we bent about 3 or 4 of them out trying to land them. You guys saw how quickly I got that hook out. I just barely had her in the lip, California. Oh man, Jason just went back to work too. Dang it. Sorry about that, Jason, buddy. Hope you see the replay, my friend. Yeah, I'll put that on a short feed when I get home. All right, this is back. And what I did with that one is I just cast her out there as far as I could get that way, knowing that would get pulled in here by the bank. So I used that current to my advantage, letting that pull that down the current. So they're very localized, folks. They're in the really shallow stuff, but they're not going out deeper at all. That's interesting. All right, folks, let's get back to the chat, see what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoy the show today. You guys are having an awesome, awesome day. Ouch, the rocks are hot. Ooh, my butt. Ooh. My butt's on fire. Tom says hi. Let's see, Wild says let's go. Randy says hello, Mike. How you doing, Randy? Wild says I got you, my friend. Let's see, Lucy with the unicorn emojis. That says MVP. Let's see, Ewas, what's going on? How you doing? Ewas says howdy, MVP. How you doing today, Ewas? Let's see, Hannah says, how are you, bro? Caught anything? That was our first fish of the day. A heck of a first fish, too. See, Tom says, hi, Dan. See, Dan says, hi, Tom. George says, just tuned back in, folks. Had to go to Walmart. Got you, my friend. Let's see, Dan says, go on, bro. Let's see, Wild says, let's go. California said right in the lip. Yes, sir, California. Let's see, Dan says, nice fish. Let's see, Kevin says, very beautiful. Thank you, Kevin. Let's see, and Scooby, what's going on? How you doing, Scooby? Scooby says, hey, y'all. Jerry says, attaboy, MVP. Tom says, nice one, quite a fighter. California says, LOL, Mike. And Piers, what's going on? How you doing today, Piers? Piers says hi. Piers with the Netherlands flag. And the fist bump emoji. See, Tom says, yep, smash that like button. 23 people in and 52 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. That can take the wind out of you, folks. That can. Yeah, what that was, folks, sometimes they will stack up right on that point. Right? So their backs are just about out of water when they go over that point. They go as close as they can to that edge, and that's where that line is basically holding. It's holding right at that point. Those big grass carp, you see how they're really long? It's almost impossible for them to get banked. You saw how difficult it was for me to keep that fish in the shallows. As opposed to like a, I don't know, a blue cat or they're kind of shaped like a flathead. They're real long, so they don't mind coming into the shallows. And man, that fish got me good. And we're gonna have to let our shirt so I can get this muck off of it. I usually don't mind about it, but man, it shows up on this shirt. So, oh well, I have to wash this shirt when I get home. I won't be wearing it again. I my thought was they'd all be like in deeper water, just moving into the shallows, but currently they're already in the shallows. See, Lucy with the unicorn emoji. Denny says hi, California. Denny says, peer brother. See, Denny says hi, Lucy. Denny says hi, Tom. Let's see, California says hi. And Tom says hi, Danny. And he's got the #2 crown emoji as well. 44 people in and seeing 53 thumbs up. Just incredible, my friends. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, and please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Just double tap that screen where it says sub. Just press that. Just just tap it real. You don't have to tap, you don't have to break your screen. Just tap it real softly. That might be another bite. And there might be more than one stacked up down there. Yeah, I've got a little umbrella set up over here trying to stop just a little bit of the sun. It's not helping much. See, I've got the umbrella over here, not much. It's a purple. Yeah, purple's not a girl or boy color. It's indifferent. It's like green. Now, if it was pink, you could call me out on it. But it's purple. See Spawn, what's going on? How you doing, Spawn? Spawn says hi, everyone. And he says hi, Varga. Hey, halfway to 100, folks. Over halfway to 100. 40 people in and 54 thumbs up. Yeah, it was definitely a bite again on that far rod. So there's more than one down there. One good thing about that big rod is I can get them in and out of that spot faster, so I don't spook them as badly. Usually with those big grass carp on my lighter rods, I wind up spooking the whole school of them. But if I can get them away from the school quickly, school doesn't mind. They just keep on doing their thing. Let's see, Spawn says, hi, have fun. I am, my friend. Temperature's about 85, 90 degrees out here. We got a little bit of a breeze. The humidity seems to have dropped quite a bit. It's a little warm. Yeah, yeah, it's a little warm. That's why the name of this video is finally some heat. You guys notice that when I do a live stream, I kind of try to put something of interest, of an idea of what's going on with the live stream as a title, just to give people an idea of whatever's going on. Let's see. Spawn says Hungary, 1952. Awesome, my friend. As you know, we're in St. Louis, Missouri, down the big old mighty muddy Mississippi River. She still looks like chocolate milk. Yep. It don't taste like chocolate milk though. Believe me, I know. After that grass carp I just caught, yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw that was popping it. Hang on, folks. Far rod again. Yeah, that was pecking on it pretty good. Doesn't feel like he's on there. Uh-oh. Then again, oops. Yeah, I just pulled it out of his mouth. I lifted it up and that fish didn't move. I literally pulled against it. I'm like, oh, I'm stuck on the bottom until I started reeling it in, and then he went, uh-oh. You don't think these fish are smart, folks? How they'll do that? They'll just sit there with the bait, like, I might have the hook in my mouth. I'm just going to sit here till he reels it in and pulls it right out. Numbskull MVP don't not know to set the hook. Yeah, we're starting to get some shade up back here, just a little bit. Gonna be a little while before she gets in here, though. I'm just covering that hook with as many little worms as I can get on there. Flailing this down here. That was in super shallow water over there, that first bite. That second one wasn't out in deeper water. Kind of makes sense. After you catch one, they're going to move a little bit deeper. I need that line almost tight, not quite tight. I don't want her fully tight. These guys, they're being really, really stubborn. Like that last one, I barely saw that tip. Like it was barely moving. I took a chance. It was either a stick or fish. And it was a fishy. A lot of that worm's gone on this one again. Got a couple of wormies on the bank here. Make sure I grab them. Before I put a new one on. Yeah, worms are going to kind of roast in this stuff. There's nothing I can really do. You put them in the water, it's just going to actually reflect the heat. Because if you put them in the water, even though that it's colder down there, it's going to reflect the sun right back onto them. I wonder, where do I cast this? I don't know. I could cast over here. I know this is Snag City, but I can try it. But see, that just doesn't want to stabilize out there. It'll drift until it gets into a tree or something. Let's see what's going on with this one. Got snagged. At least they got off of it. Thought that was a fish. Interesting. That's interesting. Felt like a fish. Wasn't. Felt like it. Yeah, there's got to be more than one of them big suckers in here, folks. There definitely does. 'Cause I've seen a number of them hitting the surface down here. Yeah, we're just picking up the worms off the surface that are starting to come up that look a little yucky. I just got this one on a little egg weight straight to the bottom. You know what? If I'm gonna do that, might as well just freaking cast it down there to the further over here to the left. Get into this main back current. You're right by the bank. Always try it. Worst I can do is get snagged and wind up breaking her off. And that's why she wouldn't cast. I was wondering why that wouldn't cast. That little muck on the line. That explains it. Stuff will keep you from casting. We got slippery mud down here, folks. It's drying out fast. I mean, this heat is drying out pretty quick, but still, it's a little frustrating to walk around this stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying the show, and I hope you're having an awesome day, my friends. Let's check out what's going on in chat. That was actually a pretty good bite down there. Just didn't really hit it all the way. Despawn says, let's see, Terry says, let's go. Terry says, did I miss one? Yep, you did, Terry. Got a, probably about, I'm going to go about 15 pounds on that one. That was about a 15-pound grass carp. One bite, one fish. That's a pretty good, I haven't been able to set the hook on anything except for that one. Let's see, Tom says, yes, about a 10 to 15-pound grass carp. You got it right, my friend. Let's see, Gator says, okay, I'm back. Let's see, Radio says, woohoo. I get to give you the 55th like. Awesome, my friend. 21 people in and seeing 56 thumbs up. The radio says, there's a bunch of water coming down from the Ohio, getting your way sooner or later. We're doing nothing but rain. Ohio is running big. Well, I know that feeling. This year has been one heck of a year for some heavy duty rains. We'll go for a week or two with nothing, and all of a sudden, she'll be pouring down rain for an entire day. With the sand and stuff off me. One good thing about the sun, you dry relatively easily when you get wet. Oh boy. Yeah, that means it's going to be rising, rising down here again soon enough. That's assuming they're not low on water upriver. See, we've got the West Alton Lock and Dam in front of us. Upriver. So if the farmers are low on water, they'll hold the water and they'll actually continue to drop down here. Interesting little side bit there. So it can actually be raising up in West Alton and dropping down here. They do that sometimes, especially during the late spring and summer months. When you get rain, they're going to hold on to that stuff for the farmers. I mean, it makes only sense. Our country, one of its big outsources is like farming, corn, grain, soybean, sorghum. They're going to hold that stuff to make sure that they've got water to irrigate the irrigate those fields. It's a nice one, just hit the surface out there. It's pretty deep. Let's see, Solo Texan, what's going on? How you doing, Texan? Texan says, hello, Mike. Tight lines, buddy. Peter says, Solo. The radio says, hey, thank you for the information. I learned something today. You're very welcome, my friend. I try to, you know, impart a little bit of my my 58 years of fishing activity. I don't know much. I try to. Yeah, if you ever go into West Alton, they have irrigation canals where when the water gets high, they'll pump that stuff, out of the Mississippi River and into the farmlands when it gets super dry during the summertime. They also have like wells, but wells actually cost money, so they have to pump that water up from the wells, and they have to run a generator to pump those wells. Now the water coming from the river just it goes in there, gravity pulls it in. See, so it says Gator. See, radio says, but we don't need any extra water up here. Now we have enough for sure. Done nothing but rain in the last 6 days. Man, I got you. Yeah, that's getting in the extreme levels. I totally understand. You need a couple of really, really good, like, dry weeks. Get those rivers to drop down for you. See, so it says Danny. See, Pierce says Danny. See, Mostly, what's going on? How you doing, Mostly? Mostly says MVP, just stop by for a quick thumbs up. Awesome, my friend. I do appreciate that too. Um, if you stay in for a bit, I hope you enjoy the feed. Just in time for a train too, by the way, and a big old log flew by. That log is bigger than my living room, literally. And see, Pierce says Mo. And see, Lucy says hello, Danny and Pierre. We've had one bite, one fish, one grass carp for about 15 pounds. Heck of a fight. We got her on her big rod too. I dropped the weight on that big rod down to 3/8 of an ounce, and I finally got her to hit. Let's see, Solo says that would be a PB stickfish. I doubt it. I'll caught bigger. Just, oh boy. That's not something you want to be proud of too, but yeah, I probably caught bigger. Let's see, Texas. Let's see. Dave says hi. How you doing today, Dave? Let's see. Texas laughing his butt off. Yeah, it's one of those things where you do not want to be proud of it, but yeah, it probably happened. And another train going by. Coming back the other direction. Boy, that train made a quick U-turn, didn't he? He mostly says, I know you'll get the fish MVP. Appreciate it, my friend. I'm used to hearing myself talk, and I can't hear nothing. It's too loud. On my side, at least. I have my feet on, so hopefully you guys didn't hear too much. My poor little eardrums. That hoy. Let's see, Texas says, welcome in, everyone. Please like and subscribe and share. Awesome, my friend. I do appreciate that. Yep, like, subscribe, share us out. I did 6 live feeds last week, and I had 3 shares. Isn't that incredible? Unless YouTube's not, like, recording them or something. It's always weird to me. I can't believe that I'm not getting more shares than that. Let's see, Mostly says hello, Solo. See, Solo says hello, Mo. See 14 people in, 59 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. You ever notice when MBP drags in a big one, they come running in, but when they drove from running out, boy. No worries, folks. I know it's a little slower than normal down here. I totally understand. There's probably more exciting and entertainment on YouTube than as a bite on the middle rod. Yeah. That's interesting. It was popping on it pretty good. Yeah, he's thinking about it out there. I don't know if I'm going to land it. I'm right over the top of a tree. Yep. Picked it up and dropped it. And that's why I dropped it. Man, did that drift down current? Sheesh. That little stinker drift all the way down almost to the Gateway Arch. Seriously, that sucker was like, yeah, where are you? Way down there. Come back. You're supposed to be up here. Echo, 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 echo. It took forever to drift, but she finally drifted in. Nothing hit her. Huh. Interestingly enough, it's always the same thing down here. They want the corn, they come in for the corn, they eat the corn, but if you put it on a hook, they won't touch it. You got to put worm on. And right now, they're being skittish even to that. And that last one, there was no way that fish was going to hit that rod completely. He had been nibbling on it for like 15, 20 seconds, and it was barely hooked right there in the tip of the lip. This goes to show why people don't catch many grass carp. They rarely ever hook themselves. Yeah, we're letting this one drift fish, folks. That's actually the way we're getting a few bites. Is just we're letting the current do our work for us. We're just letting that weight drift from there all the way down into the shallows. Real slowly, that way we're covering more ground. And we're doing the same thing with this one. So one's here and one's here doing this, going down current. It's a weird place, a weird way to do it, but sometimes it works. All right, that worm looks a little, that hook looks a little, needs a few more worms. Now, worms are making it right now, folks, but they ain't doing so good. I could probably put them in the shade, but that's not going to help a lot. And I'm going to have to keep going back and forth to get our bait back. They're just garden variety red worms. I got thousands and thousands of them, so I'm not too worried about them dying. If I had a bucket full of night crawlers, yeah, I'd be watching them a little bit more. But red worms, not worth it. Now, if you bought them, sure, you would definitely want to keep them in the shade. To be honest, folks, if I was sitting over by you when I got that bite, I think I just barely saw that tip wobble. And that was enough for me to realize it was getting a bite. Another reason why it's better to get these guys on smaller rods, because they don't hit very hard. If I didn't have like a little wobbly tip on that big green mean rod, that Mad Cat rod, I wouldn't even be seeing them bite. Let's see. Solo says, hello, Mo. Let's see. Mostly says hello, Solo. Mostly says I shared. Thank you, Mostly. That means the world to me, buddy. Thank you. Let's see. Mostly says, come on, fishes. See, Tom says, but you got the best views. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, Ryan, what's going on? How you doing, Ryan? Ryan says, what's good, my guy? Doing okay, my friend. Having a little bit nice warm day out here. It's been a while since we got to roast our butts out here in the sun. 85, 90 degrees out here on the rocks out here. I love this stuff. Most people shy away from this type of temperatures, but like I said, I love it. See, Ryan says hi. Ryan with the 59 thumbs up. Awesome, my friend. Ryan says, what river and bridge are those? Okay, let's see. This is right down there is the last bridge that goes over across from Missouri into Illinois. Right before you get to the bridge, to the arch. And this is like just a little railroad bridge right above it. We're down on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River down in St. Louis, Missouri. See, Monster says, how you doing, Monster? Monster with the fire emojis. See, Ryan says, Monster. I forget that. I know the name of that bridge. Like I've heard it a million times. Oh, I can't remember it. I'm terrible with names, folks. I really am. If you look it up on Google Maps and Google and you ask what's the last bridge on the Mississippi River before you get to the arch in St. Louis, it'll pop up. See 15 people in and 63 thumbs up. That's just incredible, my friends. Hope you guys enjoying the show today. The Mana, it starts with an N or a P. Like I said, it's on the back of my head. I can't get it out. You guys ever have that where you're trying to remember a name? It's like right in the back of your mind. It's like an itch you can't scratch. See, Bambi says, Gator, I resubmitted. I can't judge you for sticking up for your friend. But sorry, hi in chat. No worries. See, Bambi says, Solo knows. Let's see, Lucy with the unicorn emojis, the heart emojis, and the rainbow emojis. Lucy says, hello, Ryan. $13 and 63. Awesome, folks. Get all this other stuff off here. Slowing my. I could probably look it up on my tablet here. See what's the last bridge before you get to the arch. And where's the search button? There it is. The East Bridge. Huh. What it says. Yeah, that's what it says, the East Bridge. I thought it was because I'm actually the one bridge I'm thinking of is actually past the arch. So it's what you ask when you're on Google. Bambi says hi, Lucy. Lucy says hello, Ryan. Yeah, it is a little hot out here, folks. The shade's working its way down. Don't have too much longer before this bank will be shaded and my suntan will end. Sunburn will end. Actually, I don't burn so easily, folks. I can literally sit out here for hours and hours and hours. As long as I don't get wet, my skin pretty much just soaks up that stuff. Now then I'll burn. So I kind of dry off whenever I catch a fish. Says hi, Lucy. All right, looking good, my friends. Yeah, just think of all the stuff and debris and stuff floating down the river down here right now. You could literally fill your house up in a matter of minutes with how much stuff's floating down. I'm not talking about the water. I'm just talking about the debris on top of the water. Imagine if you had that piled up. It would be as high as your building in a matter of minutes. Oh, it's a one-story building. Tons and tons and tons of it. And it just floats down to the Gulf of Mexico. So the majority of it just gets stuck in the rocks and gets set in here for driftwood. People will either burn it or it'll rot away on the shorelines, and kind of a shame. Always thought how much you could rebuild with all that wood. A lot of it's just garbage wood, but still, bet you alive it isn't. That grass carp smacked me in the jaw, so I got mucked in my beard. You know, very yeah, yeah. See Bambi with the fingers crossed and the good luck in the fishy emojis. Thank you, Bambi. Fingers crossed. Good. Appreciate it. I think we're gonna get another one here. This is just too nice and too warm to not bring these guys in. Let me get a little more bait out here. Get some more food out there for these guys. If all else fails, at least I'm feeding them. Yeah, a lot of that stuff winds up drifting right down to that point. That's why they're holding down there. And we've already got bait in the water, so it's not like we need a ton more bait. Just another handful or two is usually sufficient to kind of wake them up. I think when the sun starts to reach right at the edge, I think that's when they're going to turn on. But kind of this spot is I had a lot of people fishing it. If you don't get down here in the midday time, you can't get the spot because people will be fishing said spot. So I get down here when it's hot and people don't want to come out. I don't want to go out in that daggone heat yet. Oh, dude. Seriously? And a fish try to pull it in? Man. You see that go over the rocks? Dang it. Crap. That rod went over the rocks. Something hit it so hard. Dang. Why couldn't I have been standing? I've been standing there for 15 minutes. Didn't touch it. Well, one goal. I just haven't been casting that in the right place. And now I'm going to need more worm after throwing it around like that. It looks okay still. That's where I've been wanting to hit. Right down there by that point. Man, I wish I'd have been on that rod. That rod was setting right here, folks, so it went and over. Where did I cast that from? Like right out in the middle out there. Man, that fish up there where people have left that bait up there, man, that stuff's starting to stink. All right, folks, I think that'll do. Nice little gobby gob of worms. Shoestringed on there. And here comes a barge. Means I got to keep an eye on our signal. Yeah, that one's in here pretty close. It's not very big though. I mean, it's just got one load. Maybe I ought to put another rock here. Be safe. Get that up just a little bit higher. Even my big rod gets a workout from time to time, folks. You see a lot of people out fishing. Their rods don't get bent too much, but mine, yeah, mine get a workout on a daily basis. Let's see, fishy things. What's going on? How you doing, fishy things? Fishy things says peacing with the smiling emojis. Let's see, Bambi says hi. See 14 people in. Let's see, and 65. Let's see, our signal stay in. It went off on this, but feed still looks clean. I gotta watch those barges, folks. Those gigantic iron suckers, they'll knock the signal off on my live feed. Yep, it's hot out here, fishy. 85 to 90 degrees. We have caught one fish, one bite, one hookup. The other ones I haven't been able to get to because they pop it and drop it real quick. Yeah, that one grass carp, that was a good one. Solid 15. That was worth setting out in this heat already. Yeah, my legs are getting shaded already because we got the umbrella up. And refresh this real quick. On there. Now that one's over. And not sub 2, not sub 2, over with. Everyone's ending their live streams. Oh, well. Let me check our battery extenders, make sure they're still in good. And my feet have got mud on them, folks, so I've got to watch my step. With these rocks and stuff. It's still going good. Had to check the battery extender and everything. I hate having a low battery charge. I mean, I could be down like 4 or 5% down here one day and hook into a 70, 80-pound fish and take me an hour to land, and my battery would run out. That would really suck. I'd much rather keep it charged up. Yeah, that's my backup account. I like to drop her in every once in a while. Yeah, I can go live stream on her. I just haven't gotten up to the. I want a really good active day where I can set up 2 camera feeds and on 2 separate accounts rather than just one. Not on like a hot day like this, or at least somewhere in a nice shade where I can sit back and relax a bit. I don't know, maybe that sun is pushing them down a little bit more than normal. Well, there are species of fish that sun's gonna kind of mess with. I don't think the drum even care. Freshwater drum, they usually don't care at all about the sun. Now, blue cat, it bothers them quite a bit. Flathead, they'll actively feed, but they'll feed in like the break zones. Like they'll sit around the edge of a rock or something in the shade, and if something comes near them, they'll eat it. And try not to go out in the sun unless they have to. Grass carp and carp, they love this heat. They just sucking up them rays. Same thing with the buffalo. Even though they do good in cold water, they actually like warmth as well. One reason why they like warmth is because there's a lot of algae growth and stuff that starts forming around the rocks when the sun comes out. And they'll come in there and kind of nibble around, pick around, get these little larvae and stuff in there as well. Just because it's one of their best times to feed. Grassies, I think they're just nuts. John says, I definitely do remember you. You're even one of my mods. How you doing today, John? Pierce says, Mike, you have 50 on the other one. Yeah, I do have 50 on the other one. I just been waiting for a nice day to go, an active fishing day where I can set up 2 cameras on 2 accounts. Now it hasn't been really that active today, so or last feed. I had the camera set up to where I was going to turn her on right after I turned this one on today, and it's not that big of a deal yet. Bambi says hi, John. Gator says Peter brother. Gator says Bambi. Peter says Gator. John says I'm doing good. Awesome to hear, my friend. See Pierre with a thumbs up. Yeah, I plan on getting that one monetized as well. Because you know how much I do live streams. It'd be nice to have two monetized channels. I'll be live myself tomorrow. Ain't been on the account so long. I don't even remember my mods. No worries, my friend. I've been there before. I lost my cell phone last year around this time, and I was off feeding for almost a month, and I forgot a lot of people. Yeah, if you're not wrenched up and you were, chances are it was because we did a purge of our mods about a week and a half ago. So No punishments or anything. It's just something you do when you're live streaming. If you get too many moderators in your chat and then on your channel, you know, recorded on YouTube, yeah, YouTube don't like it. Yeah, bleh. Too many moderators. Purge, purge, purge. You're supposed to do about every three to 6 months. I waited like 9 months, so I was way over the deadline. We've been kind of keeping them low for, I think it's going to be another weekend, 8 or 9 days before we start giving out wrenches again at a normal level. We've been giving out like 5 right in the beginning of the feed. Whoever comes in quickest and is a regular gets a wrench. But after that, we'll start giving out wrenches more frequently. Kind of a thing Danny and I are trying to do. See if it helps. Unless you try. He says, this is his first time in, Mike. My old chat never pops up, by the way. Let's see, John says, weird as crap. I tell you what, one thing I can tell when it's being weird is that I wasn't even pushed on my backup account when I came on to read the chat. And I'm only, like, this is a new backup account, right? It's only got like, I'm only subbed to like 50 people. 55, 60 people, whatever. I've only got like 50 subs on it. And I wasn't even pushed onto this feed. So, go fig. Let's see, kind of mean pick, John, but I'm tough. Definitely check out channels. How do I see what my mods are? Okay, you need to go into what's called YouTube Chrome. Basically, go into your Chrome browser, go into, put in YouTube Chrome, YouTube Studios, Chrome. You have to look it up, the exacts. I think it's YouTube Studios / Chrome.com. You got to get it exactly right. And when you get that up and you get it right, it'll give you a different version of YouTube Studios. One, just add that as a desktop on your main screen. Now it won't be an application; it'll just be a link directly to it through Chrome, so you can just press that and go right to it. It's got a little wrench down there. You press that, you've got a list of all your moderators, all your mains and standards, and all your backups, plus everyone who's been blocked from your channel. It's a little tricky your first time doing it, but when you get it down, you can figure it out. You have to do the same thing when you become monetized. You have to get YouTube AdSense through Chrome, and you have to get that on your main screen. That way you can check your moderation status, how much money you made, when your money's been transferred, when your money's supposed to get there, a whole bunch of other stuff. What kind of ad campaign you want to try to put out for your channel. It's actually a lot more complicated than you think. You can just turn on moderation and you can leave it on, or you can actually dig into it and try to get your channel a little bit better. Every little you do when you're on your YouTube channel, no matter how small it is, just trying to make your channel a little bit better every time you go live feed, every time you make a short feed, just a tiny bit better, and you'll be surprised at how good your channel will go. Doesn't have to be much. Doesn't have to be much. Maybe you stop saying like all the time. Maybe you I don't know, maybe you do a little bit better cutting in your short feeds. Maybe you cut the music a little bit, just a tiny bit better. Just keep trying to do it a little bit better every time. Great advice. Steve Turner gave that advice to me, and I've lived by it when I'm making my YouTube stuff. Plus, also the fact that well, the belief that if I can't watch my stuff, chances are no one else can either. Like if I can't sit back and watch my stuff when I get back home, yeah, I need to seriously do something to improve it. Because I'm the one who created this stuff. I should at least be able to watch it. If I can't watch it, there's something wrong. I'm not sure how long we're going to go today. It just depends upon these fish as the evening keeps getting a little longer. I'm going to see. It all depends upon them. These fishies are being weird. Like they're not really all that hungry. I can see them. They're coming to the surface. I'm just not getting as many bites as I usually do. I went to a smaller weight on this big rod. Any smaller, I won't be able to hold at all. 3/8 ounces, as small as I can go with 20-pound test. All right, those look back in shape. Let's see what this one's doing. No, nothing either. Pretty tough, huh? Yeah, that cable, it was underneath the sand. There's an iron cable out in front of you. It was buried underneath the sand. It might have come out.
I got some more corn for you.
I'm good.
It's
You could leave it right there when I'm done. If I still got some left, I'll just feed it to the fishies.
Yeah, well, bless you, bro.
All right, you too. Drive safe out here. Kamikaze. Man, that's gonna get snagged to heck out there, but what the hell? Ain't been getting any bites in shell. Might as well bomb her out there deep. All right, we're looking good, folks. Rods are pretty stabilized. That's like right about mid-range, right about where I got that first fish. Can't be within a few feet differential. Yeah, the shade's getting closer and closer, my friends. In fact, I can probably sneak up here. You guys are still in the sun. I'm in the shade. Ow, man, them rocks are hot. Sheesh. Burn my butt. Let's see. Yep, YouTube Studios. YouTube Studios Chrome. There's a different version of it. Like if you're on a laptop, that's the type of YouTube Studios that comes up. Now, if you're on a cell phone, you got two different versions. Now, if you go into YouTube Studios Chrome, it'll be yeah, it'll be a different version. Let's see, Tom says, good info, Mike. You're very welcome, my friend. Let's see, Gator says, thank you. Let's see, Tom says, agree, Tom. Gator says, also hashtags help a lot. Just need to find the right combination. Actually, YouTube will usually push you the ones they give you. Try to pick out the ones that are most towards your channel. Just pick those out. And usually those are the ones that are pushing during the during that particular day. Now you have your own hashtags. You can put your hashtags in, and the ones that most fit your channel, like uh, mine's like they have a good day. They actually have a good day uh, hashtag where it's all in there in one word. I always put that in my ones. See Prime, what's going on? Prime says hi. See Tom says hi. Gator says Tom. Gator says Prime. Let's see Bambi says Prime. Tom says Gator. Anna says hi. Gator says how's everyone doing today? Pretty good, my friend. Got one pretty good, like 15-pound grass carp. Yep. Pierre says Tom hi. Let's see. Gator says Hannah. Tom says hi, Pierre. And he says great day, Gator. Thank you. Let's see. Dan says I had to run to shop to get beer after grass carp. What did I miss? Well, I had one try to pull the middle rod right over the rocks. I didn't get to it in time. Let's see. Gator says nothing, Dan. Let's see. Bambi says Dan. Let's see. Junior says hi. How you doing, Junior? Gator says cheers, Dan. Gator says Junior. See, Dan, Dan says hey, Gator. 13 people in, 68 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. You guys are enjoying the show today. Hope, like me, you're getting a nice suntan. Yep. The name of our video today is finally some heat. We finally got some warmer temps out here, folks. You know, all those weeks and weeks and weeks I was wearing pants and 2 pairs of jackets still down here. Well, I think summer's finally come in today. Because it is hot. It's hot. Man, is it hot. Yep. It's beautiful down here, though. Beautiful and peaceful. Can't beat that. Let's see, Danny. Danny asked, any catches yet? Yeah, one 15-pound grass carp, my friend. Got it on the big mean green. Had another one try to pull in the middle rod, our small rod. Missed him. Let's see, Gator says, Danny, brother. Let's see, Les with the googly eyes. How you doing today, Les? Okay, Les? You doing okay? Let's see, Dan says, hey, Danny. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Les. Let's see, Danny says, hi, Dan, brother. 12 people in and 63 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see, Les says, Danny, hi. Danny, peace. Let's see, Gator's got the number 2 crown. And let's see, Radio's got the number 1. Well, it's bouncing between Danny and Gator. It's yeah, it's gonna be a photo finish between Danny and Gator. Danny and Gator's 2. Danny Gator's 3. Gator's 3. Danny 2. Oh boy. And what? That's a stale joke. It actually is. Let's see, Gator's laughing his butt off. You know, with the races, it keeps bouncing back. I'm trying, folks. I thought for sure I'd be getting bites. I didn't know I'd be dragging out my jokes on a like, oh yeah, it's hot out here. They gotta be hitting today. Don't fishies. Let's see, Gator says we got a duel for it now. I think you'll win. Danny's a little busy right now. Wow, wow. Let's see, Gator says, high noon, Danny, me and you. Pistols at 20 paces, senor. Turn around. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Gator shot early. Seriously, my butt is burning down here in these rocks. Boy, oh man. That kind of saddens me. That's a big old, like, half-pound crappie someone had cut up for bait down here. Sheesh. Cut its head off and just left the rest of it there. Oh well. Let's see, Danny's laughing his butt off. I know you're laughing your butt off, and you got a butt to laugh off. My biscuits are on fire right now. These rocks are hot. Whoo, doggy, that's hot. Seriously, it is. It's hot. Yeah, these rocks are gonna stay warm till about midnight down here. Yeah, you guys know I don't like to get away from my rods too far, so my dumb butt's still in the sun. I could go back 5 feet behind us and I'd be in the shade, but no, I got to sit right by them rods. See, Denny says, hi, Bambi. Ain't gonna barge, knock my rods out of their positions again. Crap. See, Denny says, we got a heat wave here in the UK, people. Nice. It seems like we're either getting the same weather as you, Danny, on the other side of the world, or we're one day behind you. Like you'll be rainy and then sunny, and then I'll be rainy, then sunny, or we're right smack dab having the same weather. Here, fishy, fishy, fishies. Ain't gonna fishies. Mean little fishies. Mean fishies. Man, dang God, I ain't even seen him drum down here today. Yep, Bambi with the, it's hot. Emojis in the prayers. No worries. It's just my butt that's hot. Really. Cause it's, you could fry an egg out on these rocks right now. You wouldn't want to eat it, but you could fry it. Probably come out scrambled anyways. Scrambled eggs with a side of sand. Got like 22 Celsius here. That's about what we are here, Danny. Actually, 22. I think it'd be like 32 or 33 degrees Celsius here. Because we're in the 90s now, Danny. I just checked. 92 degrees. Now, mind you, the atmosphere is dry, right? I'm not sweating much underneath unless it's underneath my baseball cap. And we've got a little bit of a breeze, so that's keeping us a little cool. The water's still like in the 50s, so every time we get a breeze, it's like an ice cold jolt over my body. And he says, at the moment in Sweden, Tom. Tom says nice. I'm still waiting for the double blue cat on your cat rod, bud. Hey, me too, my friend. I've landed 1 8-pound blue on her. I haven't gotten into the double digits yet. I landed about a 4-pound flathead. I landed on plenty of big grass carp and one nice common carp on her. A couple real big drum, a lot of smaller drum, but still waiting for that big blue. I think we're really going to get some big ones when the water starts getting down again. It's it's getting lower and lower every day, right? So we've got about maybe 2 more feet before the sand starts coming out. And 2 feet after that, you're going to have a big sandbar. And that's when that big rod is going to come into play. Because we're going to have a massive back current behind this rock eddy behind this bridge, and I'm in front of this bridge. And that big rod, you put a small piece of cut bait, even a hot dog, beef jerky, something that's got a lot of oil. Water's gonna clear up. Yeah, I think she's gonna hit real good then. Tom says nice, and he says, "Yep." Me too, Dan. I'm still waiting for it too, my buddy. She's coming. Let me go check these rods out. I'll be right back. Yep, the shade is right here. So that's the beginning of the shade. Getting here. Nothing. I picked that up once and it had a fish on there, and I'm not doing that again. I'm gonna check it every single time. Yeah, they do that to me too many times to me down here. Oh, they'll just sit there and eat a bait and they won't move. That was me, I think. Oh yeah, it was. I just bumped that rock it was on. Yeah, I just bumped it. I got it. That was me. Corn fell out of my can. You guys are having an awesome day and I hope you're enjoying the show. I should probably rest this rod, this worm, as much as I can. Get that stuff that's way up there off the hook. Because that stuff's got to be stale by now. Push the newest stuff up the hook. And the freshest one's right at the tip. That way we can keep fresh bait on our lines. I don't do that enough. I usually just pile it on top of one each other. But these guys are being finicky. I think they want fresh stuff. All right, that's back. Now, where do I want to cast her? Tell you what, let's bomb her out there deep, just for the heck of it. That's got to be in about 15, 20 feet of water out there. Let that sink straight down. She should stabilize right around there too. She's bouncing a little bit. Not too bad. All right, that looks okay. That drifted again, way down here to the left. And the majority of our bait's gone again. When it drifts, it gets bites. It's just, you don't always see them. It might be bite. Yep, it is. Got him, folks. Yeah, I was drifting. What do we got? That's fighting pretty good, whatever. Oh, nice first freshwater drum. Come here, buddy. Yes, sirree. That'll be about 2 pound out, 2 pounds. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2 on that one, folks. Awesome, buddy. Yeah, that was while I was drifting. As soon as it hit the water, I suddenly saw that rod do that a couple times before it went slack. Awesome fish, my friends. We got one, folks. We're off camera feed right here. Here we are. Yep, we got one. That's our second fish of the day. So one big old freshwater, one big old grass carp, and that's our freshwater drum. Beautiful guy. All of a sudden, you get one. Dude, you don't want to give up. Give it up. I'll get you shown off to YouTube, and you can go home. Sound good to you? Sound good to me. God love it, my friends. I feel better now. All right, buddy. Let me get that hook out of you. Wrap that around my finger. See, push back on that hook. All right, it's out. Just gotta work that right and back. Yep. No muss, no fuss, no blood. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. It was a good idea throwing it out there deeper, wasn't it? Hey, another train, folks. Actually, that's another big old train. I thought that was a passenger train, but that's another railroad train. Cargo. I wasn't far enough out. If I'm gonna go with the other rod, I need to get it out there a little further. That's good. That's good. All right, folks, let me get this other rod back out and I'll come check that chat, okay? And don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Just double tap that screen for me. Only takes a second and it's free. Support the channel. You know, if you enjoy the content. All right, that one's back. Picking out a few of the most dying of those worms so I can get them out of there. That could be something, folks, too. That all the all the crap and stuff floating around still, the water still being murky as heck. Maybe these fish are having just a hard time finding the baits. Because that one seemed like it was perfectly hungry and everything. It wanted a bait. It just, I happened to hit him right in the head, and he hit it. There's a stick trying to float over my line. Go that way, stick. Go that way. Go. All right, folks. I think we're good for chat. Join the show today. Ow, that's hot. Woo-hoo. Hair electrolysis for me. Let's see. Tom asked, "Where are you, Danny?" Danny's in the Oh boy. Yep, Sweden. Yep, Danny's in Sweden. Oh yeah, Gator. I know you eat everything. I've seen some of the stuff you cook is like, bleh. 17 people in and 72 thumbs up. Let's see. Bambi says, "Woo, got him." Tom says, "Still out there. Let's go." Bambi with the thumbs up, and Bambi says, and the prayers, and I appreciate it, Bambi. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have 25 people in and 72 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share us out. Just takes a moment to tap that subscribe button. So might be still going. Yep, green. I always check, especially in this heat, folks. Your electronics can discharge fast. Most of your smaller electronics have like I don't know, a microcircuit in it that tells it if it overheats to get rid of the juice quickly. That way it doesn't, you know, catch on fire, explode, overheat, whatever. So you wind up with less of a charge when you're in super hot conditions. This is actually the first day I've gotten my cell phone out in the super heat. Let's see. Tom says, I would definitely eat a drum. Actually, they are pretty good. Okay, they fillet pretty much just like bluegill, except they're much bigger. Taste a lot like white bass until you get them, say, 4 or 5 pounds or over. Now, once you get them to be about 8 or 10 pounds, forget about them. Over about 4 or 5 pounds, just fillet off the back meat and stay away from the belly meat, because that's where all the muck and the grime and drum kind of hold up. Now, the smaller ones, 2 or 3 pounds, lay those right down to the rib cage, lay them right back, cut off your belly meat, because that's still pretty good. You're good to go. And he says, Jimmy Dean for lunch. Leave you on, yeah, Tom. I usually eat mine with a little bit of tartar sauce, homemade tartar sauce, some coleslaw, and French fries. Either that, or I'll just take the fillets. If I'm in a hurry, just take a fillet, put it in some rice. Literally, just put it in some rice. When you get back and all your rice and fish are fully cooked, just put a can of vegetables in there, salt, pepper, a couple drops of hot sauce, give it a good kick. It's almost like jambalaya, really. Drum jambalaya. Let's see, Bambi. Tom's laughing his belly off, says, I already had lunch. Oh, sorry, buddy. Or awesome, as the case may be. I mean, I don't eat till later. I'm getting older. If I eat, I'd go to sleep. Yep. Let's see, Edwin, what's going on? How you doing, Edwin? Edwin says hi. Tom says homemade the best. Yep, definitely. Homemade tartar sauce, always the best. Forget about your stuff you get in the containers, man. Edwin says, hello, Mike. Anything today? Just got here. Let's see, we've caught 2 fish so far today. 2 bites, one 15-pound grass carp, and one 2-pound freshwater drum. See, Northern, how you doing, Northern? Northern says, sounds delicious, Mike. Oh, it is. I don't cook much, per se, but I really know how to cook. I get out of the habit of doing it, to be honest. In the wintertime, the bills can get pretty hectic, so I do eat more fish during the wintertime, obviously. Summertime, I sweat my butt off at home. I used to have an AC until the guy that used to live above me how do I put this? He got mad because my landlord didn't want him staying there anymore because he never paid the rent or utilities. So he kicked him out after my landlady sold the house. Oh boy, this is a long story. And he got ticked, took my AC and scrapped it. Yep, wasn't as long a story as I thought it was. Nothing I can do. I mean, it's my word against his. So I had witnesses of the fact that he did it. So that's a long story. That was a couple of weeks ago. See, Edwin says hello, guys. See, Tom says hi, Edwin. It happened, folks. I mean, if my landlord Mark ever he comes in on the chat feeds, he'll attest to the fact that I just got ticked. I'll get him back. I'll steal his AC out of the window. I got like 3 witnesses, and I know it ain't gonna do no good if I call cops. Well, because it ain't gonna do no good. All the evidence is gone, and it ain't worth going into court over a friggin' used AC. Yeah, Northern. Yeah, he's definitely. I helped them out, folks. Here's a backstory about the situation. For the last 2.5 years, I helped him out, paid his side of the rent and utilities to my landlady before she sold the house. And my landlady has to be truthful about the situation of the people living in her home. So she basically said, yeah, this guy, the other guy's paying the rent and utilities for him. He never paid rent, he never paid utilities. He was just what do you call it, slumming, slacking, or whatever you want to call it, upstairs. And the new landlord, he wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Yeah, Mark, I totally understand. He's like, dude, you've been living here for 2 years with the other lady. What do you pay, $20 for 2 years worth of electricity? And he runs all the electricity, by the way. I run my cell phone, a fan, and if it gets over 95 degrees to 100 degrees, I might run the AC for a couple minutes. And my new landlord, he's smart about it. There's a bite on the car rod. He was smart about it. He like, nope, you ain't staying here, buddy. And he got mad and just grabbed my AC out of the back. Now, added to that story, my landlord's smart, right? Just to make sure that he had witnesses to this fact, he put a little piece of copper in the back of his truck just to tempt the guy. And guess what he did? Yep, he come right in front of his truck, grabbed it out. He got filmed doing it. And he went up to the guy and said, you can't be on this property anymore. So that's that story. Yeah, my landlord, Mark, he's a really good guy. I mean, if he ever comes into chat, shout him out so much. He helped me get my ID. He's working with me right now because he's rehabbing the house until the necessity of me having to move out for a little bit while he's rehabbing. He's going to let me stay there. And he's fixing up another place for me, a short time for me to stay there until the place is rehabbed, and he'll let me move back. He's been so helpful. I mean, he has been like, oh man, he's been helping. He drove me around 5 places yesterday to help me get my ID. Idiots, yeah, I just call him a numbnut. Let's see, Hannah says hi. But an idiot's a pretty good term for him. See, 23 people in, 72 thumbs up. I don't know why I felt like I had to vet that. I mean, I do exactly know why. Because it's hot, and I ain't got no AC to go home to. I can sit in the basement. It's still in 60s in the freaking basement. It's cool down there. I don't mind sharing a house with the black widows and the brown recluse, the poisonous spiders. Well, some people. Let's see. Tom says Hannah. Denny says hi, Northern. Let's see. Tom says Hannah. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, my friends. I hope you're having an awesome, awesome day. 16 people in and 74 thumbs up. That is just incredible, my friends. I'm looking downriver. There are some uh, kind of suspicious looking clouds. It's hard to tell because it's really sunny here and it's cloudy downriver, so they look kind of purpley, don't they? Danny, could you do me a favor if you get a chance? Could you check the weather forecast in St. Louis to see if we got any spotty rain coming in? 'Cause that looks a little that don't look so good. It could just be the way the clouds and the sun, because sometimes the clouds will look worse if it's sunny where you are. And the wind just picked up a lot, so I'm a little nervous. See, Hannah says hi, Tom. See, everyone says 74 likes, Mike, with mine. Awesome, my friend Edwin. I appreciate that. And I hope you have an awesome, awesome day, and I hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, it's always one more or one less on YouTube than actually shown on the screen, because my thumbs up on my backup account, it has to process too fast to, because I kid you not, guys, every single thumbs up that comes from multiple accounts, YouTube will pick up on eventually, and they'll just, it doesn't hurt your channel, it just goes away. After the live feed over, you'll see your thumbs up drop 3 or 4. Because someone always, probably is like on one account and switches to another, and they don't even realize they do it. And it doesn't hurt your channel. It it definitely doesn't hurt them. Just it's interesting. It does that. Let's see. It says I do, Mike. Hope you're doing okay. I'm doing fine. A little hot out here right now. It's about 90, 92 degrees. A little bit of wind making it bearable. The shade's starting to make it down here. Caught one nice freshwater drum, about 2 pounds, and one 15-pound grass carp. Yeah, I haven't been getting bites on a couple of these rods. What I should do is, well, I had this happen the other day. I might as well do it. I haven't gotten any bites on this spar rod. I literally got some of these grass carp to come up and busted a popper. Because there are little toads down here, right, folks? And when those toads jump off the shorelines, they get pulverized by the grass carp, if there's a grass carp nearby. And I've got a little popper that just kind of looks like just looks like a little baby frog. And I haven't hooked them yet this year. I had one like pop at it like 5 times, and another one pop at it twice. And the second time I got a hook into them, I just couldn't keep the hook into them. Those suckers are powerful. When it starts getting hot down here, the folks, these grass carp can get kind of aggressive. Ow, fly, shoot, fly, don't bother me. Plus, you always have a chance of getting like a 30-pound gar to come up and grab it. That'd be fun. Them things jump. Always worth tying on a little artificial. You never know. Got to get down by the water to do this. Ah. Pushing me into the bank. Dang it. Too close, too close, too close. I'm right in the mud. There are some big stripers out here. Folks, I never ever get the stripers down here on artificials. I get white bass on artificials. I get grass carp on artificials. The stripers I get on worm. Usually I like little red worms too. Right at that tip. Come on, buddies. I know you're there. I actually work this popper faster for grass carp than I do for bass. Like I really finesse it when I'm working for bass, but when I'm throwing it for these grass carp and stuff out here, I'll really work it. I don't think it's gonna rain, but I'm just a little suspicious of the way that stuff looks. Oh, that was a he rolled at it. That was just a gar though. Yeah, that was like a little pound gar. He rolled at it. That was like a gar about yay big. That's kind of cool. No, you got a taste of it. Gar aren't dumb, folks. Usually when they grab on an artificial and they get a bite of plastic, yeah, they usually don't come back and get it again. People say gar are dumb. They're not. They've been around since dinosaur times, and there's a reason why they've been around that long. Because they ain't dumb. This sun has got to be pulling some fish up right by the surface. So we saw if I got a big old striper to come up and bust this. And there's got to be a couple big stripers in this cove somewhere. I go. Keep an eye on it. One more cast with this. I am so well. Tell you the truth, that clouds do feel good. Got me a little worried about that stuff. Let that drift down current. Get that as far downriver as I can get her. Look at that. Oh, that was something chasing something there. Oh, he was going after it. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, man. That was a couple pounds gar. That was like a 4 or 5 pound gar. He was going after it. I'm gonna take another cast. That was a gar about 4 or 5 pounds. He busted up at it and he wanted it. He was going after it. It got him ticked. He was like nipping at it up the current. I was waiting to feel him pull. There he goes again. He's kind of moved up at it that time. All right, get this down here. One cast. Whoa, down here. Try finessing it once. Want to make it look like he might have wounded it. Like now it's an easy prey. Come on, big guy. Huh? And how that gar can tell that's not real in this chocolate mud, but he does. Like that second time, he must have gotten a good look at it. Like, nope, I don't know what that is, but that ain't food. It was just an idea. At least I got a couple of them to bust up at it. Just a curiosity. Didn't have any big old grassies come up at it today, but still. Yeah, that was. I wonder why that line was slack. Apparently something was on there. Oops. Even sitting there again with it. Oh yeah, worms are going bad, folks. Yeah, they are finally getting out of the heat now, and you can tell that they did not make it very well. I have to dig 100 of these suckers because if I don't, and I come down here and I start getting bites real quick, I'm going to run out so things fast. And I keep them in a sealed container. Once the inside starts to get hotter than the outside, I just leave it open. Well, no, they don't stink yet. They just didn't do so good. They're right on that verge where you're going, oh boy. There's some canoers going down the river again. Sheesh. With the amount of debris coming down this river. Nope, 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 nope. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to go down a canoe on this river with the amount of stuff coming down this river right now. Nope, nope, no, 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 not gonna do it. Gonna do it. That's putting your life in your own hands. When the water's low down here, like drifting, canoeing down here, that's fine, but not when there's so much crap floating by. And there's 20 people in those two canoes too. Sheesh. Does the term Looney Tune mean anything to anyone? And there they go, right by the feed. Right there. Talk about woo. Cuckoo, 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 cuckoo. At normal water levels, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. There's too much driftwood in this river right now to be canoeing down it. Right, let me move it just a little bit closer to you guys. The sun's kind of going away for a minute here. Set my butt back down. I had a couple good gar pop up at it. See 10 people in and seeing 76 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Northern Brother. And this is Hi Tom. Yep, 74 likes with mine. Yep. Appreciate that, my friend. Everyone says nice. Let's see, MD, what's going on? How you doing? MD with the BL. Let's see, Northern says no rain in the forecast, Mike, that I see for you. 29 degree. I got you. Thank you, Northern. I appreciate that. See, Northern says sunny and cloudy periods. Yeah, it's just the way the sun and the clouds were kind of reflecting that way. Appreciate that, Northern. Thank you. Let's see, Dorothy, what's going on? How you doing, Dorothy? Dorothy says, hi, Mike. Hope you're well. I'm doing okay, Dorothy. We got one 15-pound grass carp and one 2-pound drum on the board today. Helicopter. Helicopter, helicopter. Dorothy says, awesome. The temperature's about 90, 92 degrees out here right now. When the sun's out, it's a little hot, but we're getting towards the evening. She's starting to feel quite a bit better now. Yeah, by the way, Dorothy, we will be getting monetization back on soon enough. My landlord ID, and I'm just waiting for that to process. The processing period can be anywhere from 5 to like 1 to 2 working. What do they say? 5 days to 2 working days. So Monday through Fridays. It'd be like 2 weeks before we get it right back on. But we're in the process of getting super chats and super stickers turned on. I'm probably gonna leave that stuff off. I'll probably leave. I'll probably turn members back on. I will also put those gem function in as well. I think I had that on too. Because you know, guys know you guys can get the gems free. George says, congratulations. Thank Mark if he comes in. He rode around all over North St. Louis downtown to help me get my ID yesterday. We had to go to like 5 different places before we finally got we got it. We had to go to Barnes Jewish Hospital to get a signed medical statement. We had to go to 2 places to do that. So that's actually We went to the emergency room. They wouldn't do it, so I had to go to my primary caregiver. They signed a medical statement says, yeah, this is a person. He's a patient here. And then I had to go get my birth certificate, the new copy of that, because my old one was a little, grab a couple pieces of mail, fresh pieces of mail, because they want it within 30 days, and I don't get a lot of mail. Then we went downtown to City Hall, and then the Social Security Administration, and then finally the DMV. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't been able to do it, folks, because that process takes forever. And I'm only on an electric scooter. So after about an hour of doing that, I'm done, folks. I'm so frustrated driving around downtown trying to figure out where I am. Scooter is mostly discharged. I have to stop somewhere to charge her if I want to keep on going. I usually just give up. I wait for a while, and all that material is useless because it's got to be within 30 days. So he made it happen. Let's see, Bambi says MVP hi, Northern Ed and Dorothy. Thanks for coming back in, Dorothy. 7 people in, 77 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Yeah, there's actually some big bubbles down here to the right. I'm seeing some very nice fish right down here in the shallows. I don't know what they are, but I'm going to take a cast towards them. And look at that. That bait's been chewed to pieces. Dang. Really? Must have did it while it was bouncing. I put a smaller weight on this sucker. They still aren't really hitting it that good. That grass carp, all he did was pick it up and wobble that tip. And I took the chance and hooked him right in that upper lip. Yeah, these worms are going to be useless to take home. I might as well just give them to the fish when I'm done today. Yeah, that's going to also get them feeding down here more on worms again. Because I probably got 30 worms still left in there that are going to be mushed by tomorrow morning. All right, so I've been seeing some active fish, like right about there. A little bit to the left and a little bit to the right of that. So it's right in the middle of that location. I've been seeing the bubbles coming up, and every once in a while I'll see like a wake indentation of something coming to the surface and then going back down. Nice fish, big ones. Can't tell if they're grass carp, Asian carp, common carp, drum. I don't know. Heck, the fish could be right in front of your nose. Oh, really? I was thinking I must have hit him in the head. I turned around and saw that rod was bounce. Dang it. So close. I don't think I would have been able to hook that one even if I would have been sitting on it, because man, that was a fast bite. "13 people in, 77 thumbs up." Lauren said, "I got you." All right, we're looking good, folks. We're looking good in chat. And my soda's hot. And it sure seems like rain out here. Everything just kind of calmed down. Humidity popped up, but then again, we could be in such a dry atmosphere, it's just going to bounce off of us. What usually happens in St. Louis is when rain comes in, it'll kind of it'll spread the storm. It'll, like Moses parting the Red Sea. The storm will break in half and then once it goes by St. Louis, when it's going up the river, it'll come right back together. One thing, I did get more comfortable down here with the clouds. Man, I got a decent amount of sun today, didn't I? Well, I needed it. I still haven't turned a nice shade of bacon. I see Gavin, what's going on? How you doing today, Gavin? Gavin says, hi, MVP. How you doing today, Gavin? Let's see, Bambi with the good luck emojis. The number one emojis, fishing prayer emojis, number one up, and good luck, and fingers crossed. Another train, folks. Kevin says, okay. Hot in the UK. Definitely hot here too, my friend. We're in the 90s. That's 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's see, Jackson, what's going on? How you doing today, Jackson? You figure Jackson says, hey, MVP. Or he says, hi, Gavin. Let's see, Bambi says, yay. Let's see, Gavin says, hi, Jackson. Another train, folks. Trains are coming. Sorry, that was irritating for me. Sheesh. How do you guys put up with me? Jackson says, hey, Gavin. And we're up to 78 thumbs up. Jackson says, hi, Dorothy. With the peace emojis and the hi emojis. Analyzing what an emoji means is actually more difficult than you think. Because certain emojis can be interpolated in several different. Oh, I'm not going to get into it. They can mean a lot of stuff, folks. Boy, she's dropped another maybe 3 inches since we've been here today. That sand's going to be coming out even sooner than I expected. Within the next 2 or 3 days, this is going to be a massive sandbar down in front of us. You can already see those rocks in front of us. That rock point I'm already talking about, that's already starting to ripple out there. Let's see, Dorothy says, I'm good, Gavin. Thank you, and I hope you're well. Let's see, Bambi with the heart emojis, the jealous emojis, the shout emojis, the I don't know emojis, and the shout me out emojis. I think that's right. Yeah, those emojis are weird, too. They're like emojis on steroids. See, Bambi says, the train, the train. Gotta tighten up that bar rod. She's going slack on me. I've already got notches in it right there where it's gotten bumped into the rocks. Yeah, if you ever want to see if equipment is worth buying, check out my channel. I'm using it, and it's not getting broke within a couple days. It's worth buying. Because I put my gear through heck and heck again. I don't know why I don't have any sponsors. I mean, I could sponsor all kinds of fishing gear, put it through its test, and if you know MVP ain't breaking it out here, you know it's good. Actually, those Walmart combos, those little $10 Walmart combos are way better than you think they are. these big monsters down here, them just staying together for 6 months is incredible. Let's see, Bambi says, is this thing on? Let me check. Yeah, we're on. Bambi's like, I don't know. Can you guys hear me? I mean, I can always unplug the speaker. All right, let me go over here and ask. I know it's possible she drained. Okay, got you, Dorothy. She just means, is there anybody out there chatting? No worries, Dorothy. I mean, no worries, Bambi. I know what you meant. I could put a bigger weight on my big rod, but then again, I wouldn't have the chance of getting a big carp. So I think we're going to leave her with a small one right now. And Bambi probably just meant that, you know, nobody's chatting. Well, people get, tucked in on their couch watching. I totally understand. It's very relaxing down here. I can go to sleep in a heartbeat. Tom says hi. Dorothy says hi, Tom. Let's see. Tom says I hear ya. Thank you. Appreciate it. Come on, big guys. I know you're still out here. Man, it got humid. Tom says hi. Tom says hi again. Come on, big guys. I know you're out here. Hot soda, blech. Hey, what? It's almost 3 o'clock. We started like at 11:20 or something. Yeah, my clock's off again, folks. That happens on my streams on occasion. Well, it seems to be happening more and more where my clock on my phone is. Let's see, Bambi says, thank you, Tom, and Dorothy, and the blessings. Hmm. Yeah, I was right around that tree. It come off though. Lucky, lucky, lucky. That's another reason why I sit down here by the rods too sometimes, because it's actually cooler down here by the rods than up there by the camera. And get kind of hot up there. Down here by the water, it's still freaking cool. Just picking out our best worms here. Come on, fishies. I know you're here. I know you're here, guys. Yeah, hopefully this will be a big one. Because when these worms start to get a little like this, they can actually get better. They're not rotten yet, but they're They're getting there. They're definitely, they're definitely not worth taking home. Now the fishies are going to get a meal at the end of this trip. Okay. Break current is right there. That's where I kind of want to be. Is right there where she does the break. Yeah, right there. Right dead smack in the middle of that spot. I was like within, I was in like a half inch of where I wanted to hit. I was actually pretty good. Usually not that accurate. Usually off by a foot or two. I mean, I wanted to hit within, I was within about that much of a distance of where I wanted to hit. Ah! What is that? Whatever you are, leave me alone. See Tom with the prayers emojis. Well, I'm hoping I get one here too. Come here, buddies. Yeah, those worms have got to be in the perfect spot. I kind of wanted to focus in on corn today too, but to tell you the truth, I'm not seeing enough carp activity to be able to just want to use corn altogether. I think they're going to be holding off a little bit more until that sand and stuff comes off. They're probably just making it downriver from their nesting locations upriver. We got a few little backwaters and stuff up that way that the carp tend to nest in that direction. Once they're done, they come back down here. They got to be done with their breeding season, but I don't know. Yeah, these guys are mush, folks. Yeah, they're just, yep. They did not make it so good. Come here, big guys. I know you're out here. Still no skunk. I mean, if you put the two fish together, we have over probably 17, 18 pounds worth of fish. What's this battery doing on this? 59%. It's hard to accurately count, to be consistent in YouTube when you can't keep your clock accurate. Because when you do a live stream, you'll have a clock on the top of the screen. And when it says you've been in an hour and 15 minutes and you started the feed just around 11:30 and it's now 2:52, yeah, even I can do those numbers, folks. Even I can do those numbers. Yeah, I keep checking because I know I'm getting near the end of the battery in this. Stinker won't stay on. But there's one thing too, this is a lot more heavy duty clip than my last one. Because after about 3 months with my last mic feed, the clip that goes on broke. And I refused to pay $5 for replacements for a $10 mic, so I kept tying it onto my shirt until she completely broke. This is weird, folks. I mean, it is so surprising that these guys just aren't. I suppose they're just not here right now. And the ones that are here just seem to be fed up so well that that one grass carp I got, he probably weighed an extra 3 or 4 pounds because he of the food in his belly. Let's see, BMCK 5002. See, more bridge, more fish. Oh, that's a. Hey, wait a minute. I saw that. That was bouncing. How you doing, BMCK? CK says, "Sup, man." Uh, we've gotten 2 on the feed today. 1 2-pound freshwater drum and a 15 plus pound grass carp. A little slow. It was really hot during the early part of the feed. Kind of clouded up now. Cooler. Still in the 90s though. Let's see. CK says howdy. Hope you enjoy the show. That was a nice one. Just busted the surface right there. Man, that was chasing something. The 10 people in and 80 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you're enjoying the show today. Chief Bambi says howdy, howdy. Says yeehaw. Tractor. And Chief Bambi's laughing her butt off. And the hi, hello emojis. The hello special YouTube emojis that kind of look like a woman that has had, well, a little bit too less of sun. She needs to go out in the sun. $11, $12, $1, $2. Tell you what, folks, we have been in for a while, and we've caught 2 fish today. It's starting to cool off. I think I can handle it for a while. I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer. We've been a decent feed. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. I do have to run by the store on the way back today, I'm afraid, and yeah, they close at 4, so yeah, Safeway closes at 4 down here. I've got to grab some kitty cat food. My meow meows are hungry. I've got 2 kittens at home too, so it kind of popped into my head. I have to do that. Let's see, Dorothy. Yep, have a great day, Dorothy. Have a great day too. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. So we've all, if we're not in 4 hours, we've been in close. Caught 1 big grass carp and 1 pretty good freshwater drum today. But Aqua Feed, I hope everyone enjoyed everything. You guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'm just gonna have my good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great one. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.